Good evening. My name is Sanjay Padaki, town meeting member from Precinct 8. I will be presenting Article 9 on behalf of Anil Ahuja and nearly 300 residents of the town who have signed the citizen petition. This article is to request a vote of town meeting to advise staff to begin the process of design and construction of a crematory addition to the existing Westview Cemetery building and present that plan at the next annual town meeting in 2025. To be clear, no funds are being requested at this town meeting. The presentation covers four main points. Cremations continue to increase throughout the US. 2. Cremation offers a more economic option to our residents. 3. There is an increasing local need for a crematory. And 4. A local crematory will offer all residents an equitable right. The primary source of the data over the next few slides is the National Funeral Directors Association's 2024 annual report. As evidenced by this chart, the national cremation rate surpassed the burial rate for the first time in 2015. Overall, the annual rise in the percentage of cremations and the corresponding decline in the number of burials has followed a relatively steady pattern, averaging about 1.5% per year in most US states. This graphic represents the change across the country from 2018 to 2022. States colored red have already have cremations that are greater than 71%. Massachusetts has shifted from green to yellow in this time period. This represents a change in percentage of cremations from 41 to 50% to 51 to 60%. In 2024, the percentage of cremations in Massachusetts is projected to be 55.9% versus 34.5% for burials. This trend is expected to continue with nearly 71% of families opting for cremation by 2035. For comparison, New Hampshire currently has a 80% cremation rate and is expected to grow to nearly 87% by 2035. So there will continue to be an increasing need for crematories in Massachusetts. We will now look at cremation costs. Per the NFDA data, there is approximately a $2,000 difference between a casketed burial and a casketed cremation with a viewing option. These are national averages and don't include the cost of the burial plot, the columbarium space, etc. The actual total costs can be significantly higher. Our group has done some preliminary research by reviewing the websites of 6 area cemeteries that also offer cremation services. The costs vary widely, and we have tried to capture it in this table. Grave sites and tombstones can cost tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars. The cost of the casket and burial are in the $5,000 to $10,000 range, so a burial is a very expensive option. Cremation followed by burial of the urn is still an expensive option since it's driven by the cost of the burial plot. Cremation followed by storing of ashes in a columbarium can be a significantly less expensive option, but depends on the type of niche that is chosen. In some cases, these costs can be as much as a burial plot. A cremation with scattering of ashes provides the most economic option, ranging in the low thousands of dollars. Witnessing a cremation, which is a requirement in certain faiths, is usually at an additional cost. A publicly owned local cremation facility could be designed to enable this cultural religious requirement while keeping cremation facility operations in mind, thus reducing the cost for all residents, including those who do not normally consider cremation. Cremation rates continue to increase in Lexington. Annual town meeting 2024 appropriated $50,000 for the design process for the columbarium under Article 12I. The capital improvement project request justification reinforces the fact that cremations are rising and that a columbarium would provide a more economical option for our residents rather than utilizing a full-sized burial plot. This is the step in the right direction given the statistics and costs that we have just reviewed. Finally, we need to talk about equity. Town meeting unanimously adopted a resolution in 2020 to take action to integrate racial equity tools and concepts into routine operations and policy making. We recognize that the Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist communities are minorities in our town. A local crematory will be a significant benefit for these residents and families since their faith requires witness cremation. Many of our residents would like to have their last rites in the town that they've called home for decades. This is not very different than wanting to be buried in the town that one has lived in throughout their life. In addition, a local crematory might benefit other economically disadvantaged residents as well. In these communities, post cremation, the ashes are either taken 3 miles out to sea and scattered, or taken back to India to be scattered in rivers or oceans over there. They are very rarely kept in a columbarium. This map shows the location of 5 cemeteries in Massachusetts that are close to Lexington and provide a witnessed cremation option. The closest is Mount Auburn, which is more than 10 miles away, but is not the preferred option due to the timings and costs. We are aware of cases in the past couple of years where Lexington residents have had to travel to New Hampshire to perform these rites. This is a significant burden, and a local crematory will be very beneficial to these families in their time of grief. What this citizen petition is urging us to do is to begin the design process. We previously designed the Westview Cemetery to accommodate a crematory. We recognize that many details have to still be worked out with respect to time and budgets, but unless we start, this need will continue to be put on the shelf and eventually cost more. We respectfully request town meeting to vote yes on this motion. Thank you.